Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Wednesday. It is Self-Care Wednesday. Self-Care Wednesday. We have a new moon tomorrow. So guess what? I am going to do the Moonology Oracle cards deck. I already pulled two. They literally legit flew out of the deck. And the funny thing is, one's a new moon card and one's a full moon card. So, ta-da! So today is Self-Care Wednesday. Before we get started on the cards, just want to announce that so you stick there and know that it is not Oracle Friday. However, today I'm going to be doing a preview of the next thing I'll be doing, the 30 days of, well, I should say 30 lessons because it's technically not 30 days in a row, but 30 lessons of self-love, and this will be the preview of it because that's coming up next month after we finish the self-care. So anyways, got 4 self-love exercises for Self-Care Wednesday. Sorry. I straightened my hair this morning, and I swear to you, every time I do that, it's like little pieces of hair just come falling out. There we go. There we go. So, oh, I know all the things. All the things. So here we are, Self-Care Wednesday. But first, like I said, tomorrow's a new moon. Today's the end of the full moon cycle. Good morning, cousin Lorene. Good morning, older sibling. So today's the end of the full moon cycle, and what that means is that the full moon, when it's waning into the new moon, into the dark moon, it's about a time of letting go. Okay, it's about a time of letting go. The new moon, however, is when you set your intentions, when you put things out there, when you want things to grow and expand, because the waxing moon, when it goes from new moon to full moon, is when the moon starts to get bigger and bigger, right? It starts to grow, it starts to blossom back into the full moon. So let's get rolling. All right, card number one. Card number one. This was the first one that I saw. We got this one last month. Full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. Tomorrow for the guidance deck, I'm going to be pulling the new moon in Leo, because we're in the sign of Leo now, but tomorrow I'll be pulling the new moon in Leo. So, all right. I'm just going to read all of it through, okay? And then we'll get to the self-love exercises for Self-Care Wednesday. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over a minutiae can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? I'm struggling with the reading today. What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. Good morning, baby sibling. So, attuning to the moon. This is kind of your affirmation, right? Because, again, for anybody joining us, tomorrow is a new moon, so I pulled some Moonology cards. Attune to the moon. Take time out for a mini break or adventure. I had an adventure last weekend. Super fun. Additional meanings for this card. This situation may have come around because you've been distracted. Number 2, be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Number 3, have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Number 4, find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. And the teaching of this card. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big, wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territories. Oh, like the ocean of bliss, right? It's about ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. Now, the last full moon we had was in Capricorn, so I tend to think that the next one might actually be this card again. The full moon in Sagittarius. No, sorry, the next one will be Aquarius. If it goes in order. That's right, because Sagittarius is before Capricorn. But I do know we've had this card before. So it's all about looking at the bigger picture, right? As you get ready to set your intentions, look at the bigger picture. Is there kindness you need to spread? Is there joy you need to spread? Are there things that you need to be grateful for, even though things feel like they may not be up to par or on track? That's what this card is coming up for, because you know what? We're at the end of the full moon cycle. You know, we're now in the cycle of the, day before, day of, day after new moon cycle. So now's the time when you want to start setting your intentions and get rolling on that. All right. So, here's the second card that flew out of the deck. A new romantic cycle begins. I like that one. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Give and take could well be the answer to whatever dilemma you're asking about. Compromise may be called for. It's time to start negotiating or even renegotiating. When the new moon in Libra comes up, there's a restart for you and for someone else. A new relationship could be beginning. And if that's the case, the chances are this will be a healthy and well-balanced connection. Aww. In anything you do after pulling this card, doing it in pairs is advised, such as teaming up with someone in business or in your personal life. Libra is a sign of relating, and this card suggests that whoever it is at the heart of the issue you're addressing is someone who will be open to talking things through. Avoid being selfish. It won't get you anywhere at this time. Attuned to the moon. Reach out to someone and let them know you care. Now that's the second time we've gotten that, right? I mean, the look at the bigger picture card said the same thing. It said, where was it? Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. So there you go. This one right there, attuned to the moon. Reach out to someone and let them know you care. So reach out to someone. If you feel like you've kind of left someone by the wayside, or, whatever, reach out to them, because they probably need you and they probably need to talk to you. Additional meanings for this card. Feel more, think less. I got to learn how to do that. Feel more, think less. Marriage or engagement is on the cards. I don't know who that's for, but, whoever it is, congratulations and good luck. So, I know. Could I be more of an asshole when I say that? Sorry. Bitter single lady. A legal matter will go your way. Oh, that's good. That's always good to hear. A legal matter will go your way. Pay some attention to your appearance, but don't be all about appearances. For anyone that's tuned in, the last 2 days, as you can see, I didn't read this card yet, but yeah, I finally had the energy and the brain power to get my shit together and look like a normal human being. So the teaching. Libra is a sign of love and harmony, negotiation, and relationships. It is about harmonious, kind, and luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So, when we have the new moon in Libra, or at any time you draw this card, there's a restart possible for anything and everything connected to partnerships, negotiations, appearances, and justice. Remember that Libra is depicted by a set of scales. This energy wants to bring things back to equilibrium. It's funny, because I went through a huge breakthrough yesterday, and I feel like this card is super validating everything I just went through. So hopefully those cards worked out for you as well. But yeah, it's life really is about balance, right? And what it's saying is, if you find a partner and they do not bring balance to your life, you may have to rethink this. You may have to and it's not necessarily a romantic partnership. It could be anything. If you have people around you that just suck the life out of you, but bring nothing back to it, then, you may need to figure out either how to protect your energy if you can't walk away, or you need to maybe have a sit down with them and, have a one-on-one, because, there may be a reason why they're feeling this way. There may be a reason why they're sucking you dry. And maybe it's because they don't know how to open up and talk. And sometimes, especially if you're an empath, and people just, and people, empaths will have people try to suck the life out of them because they don't know how to open up. So a lot of times we as empaths think, oh God, I don't want to deal with this. But it's a gift that we have. And even when we don't want to deal with this, sometimes we have to, not just to protect our energy, but to protect their energy and to kind of protect them from themselves. If we continue to let people spiral too far, bad things can happen. Now, it's not your responsibility to keep them from spiraling, but if somebody is just constantly, knocking at your door and you're not answering, you might want to answer, and maybe you can help set them on the path that they need to be on. Or maybe you can just listen. because sometimes that's all people need. Sometimes when I would lose my mind, older sibling would just sit there and go, let's get to the bottom of this. Let's bottom line this. What are you actually feeling right now? What is wrong? And all of a sudden, whoosh, tears. And it's like, well, this, that, and the other. And it's because someone gave me the opportunity to open that door. And I didn't feel so ashamed of, because somebody else did it. Sometimes shame is involved in that. And I think that's a lot of times what we have to do is we have to help people get past that shame. Okay, so self-love exercises. I had other stuff planned. I know, for Self-Care Wednesday. Undigested emotions, triggers, but I think I'll save those for the next couple of Wednesdays. In the meantime, I did see this yesterday and I really, really loved it, so I thought I would share it. 4 self-love exercises. Number 1, affirmations. Affirmations are a powerful and acknowledged way to create a positive relationship with yourself. Furthermore, they can help set the tone for the day. As I've mentioned, every morning I wake up and I say this. Today is a day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracle shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. Now, whether any of those things happen, it doesn't matter. Because what I'm doing is I'm setting the tone for the day. I'm doing my best to set the tone for the day. And there are some days when I just kind of shoot it out of my face and go, okay, said it. And I can see the difference as to when I just sit there as today is the day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracle shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. And then I always say, thank you for the great news I received today. Whatever it is, And it really does, when I take the time to actually listen to the words, it does make a difference. It truly does make a difference, because you're taking a moment to make sure that your brain is in a good place. Not just waking up and starting to worry about everything. So I literally try to make that the first thought of my day. And if it's not the first thought of my day, I try to make sure I say it before my feet hit the floor when I get out of bed. Because for me, that's important. It's important to really kind of gather as much positivity and fill the well for whatever may be coming my way that day. Okay, so affirmations are very, very amazing. In fact, you can do affirmations when you first wake up, while you're brushing your teeth. If you have a dry erase marker, okay, like whiteboard marker. I'm going to make that clear so people don't come back and yell at me. If you have a whiteboard marker in your possession, write on your mirror. If you have a specific affirmation you'd like to say, I measured out the place where I brush my teeth and I have a heart there. So whenever I'm looking at myself in the mirror, it's a self-love heart, and I'm automatically reminded of that. And I'm still working on the self-love, but it's working. I'm a lot farther along than I used to be. I'm a lot more accepting of who I am in this moment, in this body, in this time than I used to be. And I'm a lot less worried about what other people think. Now, I did have a post last week on Facebook that said, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to take pictures with people during Comic-Con. Yeah, I took one picture the whole time we were there. Because to be honest with you, a lot of times I'm heading somewhere when I'm seeing all these cosplayers. So I'm literally just taking pictures on the go. And some of them are on the move. A lot of pictures I post are just people on the move, which sometimes I like better because it just looks like a superhero just kind of going about their day, right? Right. But yeah, it's kind of fun doing that too. So my favorite part of photography, to be honest with you, is just random shots. Not people posing, not people looking, just catching people doing whatever it is they're doing. One of my favorite pictures I took that ended up in a documentary about Sissy was one where she was just looking out the window and the sun was just shining in perfectly. I turned it into black and white. I sent it to her. She sent it to the person who was putting the video together. Next thing I know, it's in there. And that was my first screen cred, right? In photography. But it was just her thinking. Just her in her own world. Thinking about whatever it is she was thinking about. She didn't tell me what she was thinking about. But it's still one of my favorite pictures because, I just like catching people in random moments. because sometimes that's where the true story is. That's where the real story is. So number 2, keeping a journal. I know nobody likes when I mention the journal, but it is important. Keeping a journal, writing a journal is one of the simplest yet most effective self-love exercises. You can track your emotions and your challenges. Now, I currently have a notebook that I write in. I was doing the 117-day project in it, but it has since gone to, let's see, I'm on day 145 of 117. I thought I would just go to the end of the book and, see my growth instead of starting all over. And my cousin bought me this one, the gratitude journal. I do them both, and some people may be wondering why, but the gratitude journal is, it starts out with today I'm grateful for, how will I make today awesome, positive affirmations, and it's all blank. Okay, you have to fill this in yourself. Then it gives you a quote in the middle, and then the bottom half is the evening, and then it also has 3 faces. I am feeling, how am I feeling? A lot of times I end up between smiley and meh, but the rest is little things that made my day, learnings from today, goals and plans for tomorrow. And then of course I have my usual things I say in the morning. So you don't have to do all of these things. I have a dinged up mental health, and part of my therapy every day to stay ahead of that is to do these things, to make time. So people make time to exercise in the morning. I have to make time to exercise and exercise my brain. So keeping a journal. A lot of people are going to say, I don't have time. I can't do it. When am I going to find time in the day? You know what? There are times in my journal, even during the 117-day project, I simply wrote in there, too tired to write. And it kind of sums up the day, right? I mean, there's some where it's just, day whatever, day blah blah of 117, too tired to write, got nothing to say. And I think it's important though, every day, to write something, to find that moment, even if it's right before you go to sleep, or, if you're getting ready to shower and you're in the bathroom, it's the only place you can find, put a journal in there, just, peeing. So just like, right? And just saying, I'm feeling kind of okay today, or whatever it is you're feeling. Journaling doesn't always have to be pages long. It can be whatever it is you're feeling in that moment. It could be a feeling that sums up the day. It could be it could be anything. I mean, you don't even have to draw. Or you don't even have to write. Sometimes I just doodle for the day, and it's kind of like, this is where my brain is today. So keeping a journal, very important. I know that's going to go over everyone's heads, because everyone thinks that journaling is just work, and it's not. It truly is not. It can really be cathartic if you allow it to be. So number 3, physical exercise. Physical exercise provides multiple benefits to our well-being. It is both beneficial physically and mentally. I agree. I got a lot of exercise done this weekend. See, Comic-Con's no joke. Everyone thinks, oh, you're going on vacation. It is not like vacation. I mean, it's lines and waiting. It's waking up well before you normally would. In fact, one of my best friends and I were talking about that this weekend with older sibling, and they came down from Canada for Comic-Con, and we were just like, they're like, yeah, I wake up X amount of time every day for work, and I drag out of my ass just drags out of bed. And they're all, but here I'm waking up at like 5:30 in the morning, no problem. And it's like, yeah, because that's how it is. It's anticipation, it's excitement, it's trying to get there so you can get into whatever program you want to see. And sibling and I did a lot of exercise. My knee is still paying for it, but sibling and I did a lot of exercise this week. But you know what? It felt so good. It felt good because I slept hard every night. I could feel these muscles that I forgot I had. And it was just like, you know what, this is tiring, but this feels good. So I want to keep that going. And now that my body's kind of repaired itself, I'm ready. So it's taken like 2 days of recovery. And number 4, alone time. Alone time can mean many things. Meditating, taking a bath, reading a book or a magazine, drinking a cup of tea, or simply being still and mindful. I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to say, you're full of shit, dude. There's no way I have time to do anything. This is why they mention taking a bath or, simply being mindful or still or meditating. When you shower, that could be the perfect time for you to have alone time. See, most times we just think, oh, I'm in the shower, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. Make it a mindful experience. Don't be so mindful that you pass out in the shower or you fall down because you're meditating in there. But, showers can be things, it can be a ritual, washing all the ick off of you. If you shower at night, right? I'm a night showerer. If you're a night shower, you can wash the day off of you. If you're a morning shower, you can wash yesterday off of you. Okay, and start fresh. Start fresh. And it can be very, very relaxing. It can be very, it can be mindful in its own ways. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I have my best ideas in the shower. Well, that's because the world is not bombarding you. The only thing hitting you is water, right? And great ideas. So it gives you time to step out of your overly thinking, chattery brain and to just kind of find some peace in there because you're just focusing on that water and how good it feels. And there's a bit of clarity there in a lot of cases. Not everybody has that, but I do. I personally make my shower time just a place where it's just me under the water, nothing else. Not worrying about anything, not thinking about anything, just enjoying this moment, getting clean, washing my hair, doing whatever it is I do in the shower, and just kind of trying to find that mindful moment. In fact, there's a lot of times where it's like I get these great ideas in the shower. It's like, oh my God, somebody needs to invent waterproof paper, because I'm a writer and a lot of my great ideas come in through there. And so I sit there and have to remember all these things and hope that I jot it down as soon as I can. Actually that gives me a good idea. I should probably just keep a notebook in the bathroom, for when I get out of the shower. It's like, oh, write it down. But that aside, alone time can be anywhere you want it to be. It can even, like it says, it can even be still and mindful. If you have a family, maybe as a family, you can have like 10 minutes of just silence, meditating, right? My nephew, when he was younger, he would just stop and just start meditating. And, I'm not clear that he ever saw his mom do it, but if I'm remembering correctly, she's like, he just started doing that on his own. And it was kind of fascinating, to be honest with you, because it was just like, wow, even I'm not that mindful, but he is. So, it's just, you can make time if you want to make time. Well, we'll always come up with excuses as to why we can't, but we never try to make the time to do it, even if it's only 2 to 5 minutes. Just a moment where you can just sit, not think, and just breathe. Breathe. It can even be in the car for a few moments, if you're picking up your kids from school, right? In the car. If you, take the time to get there a couple minutes early and just find your zen, So, anyways, those are the 4 exercises. So, affirmations, keeping a journal, physical exercise, and alone time. Oh, okay, so see there. So baby siblings clarifying for me. He had a teacher that showed him to stop when he got overwhelmed. Plus, he and I would meditate, but she was a big influence. So there you go. And I have to say, I was rather impressed. For a baby sibling and a teacher to get someone that young to just chill for a few minutes and just go deep within, that's big time. That kid's an old soul. Straight up, that kid's an old soul. But these are some techniques I wish I knew. So, even if you think your kids won't get anything out of it, chances are they will. You just got to give them the chance, and you got to, give them the chance to show you that they can, because I know a lot of people out there will say, oh no, my kid can't sit still for 5 minutes, but you never know, So, yeah, baby Spilling, and I know he really is an old soul, a very old soul. So anyways, affirmations, keeping a journal, physical exercise, alone time. 4 self-love exercises. And 4 self-love exercises I think we can all apply to our lives. I really got to work on number 3, physical exercise. I know, because I really want to be in shape next year for Comic-Con. I'm ashamed to say I was out of Comic-Con shape. I mean, not out of shape, but out of Comic-Con shape, because I forgot. I don't think I ever realized until we had 2 years away from Comic-Con, because it was in full-on lockdown, that how much endurance really plays in to Comic-Con. Walking the floor, dodging people. I mean, you got to learn how to bob and weave when you're in there. Because there's always someone running somewhere. There's always someone trying to get somewhere. Someone's lost track of time, and I got to get there. Blah, blah, blah. And just a lot of walking. I mean, there are times when we've had panels way over here, and then Sibling and I were like trying to run way down to the other side because there was something going on over there, or way down 2 blocks to go donate blood and all kinds of stuff. But it's fun. It's a fun kind of endurance, but it's still endurance. So, and it was a little harder this year too, because we had to mask. So, when you're trying to flit from here to here and you're masking, it's just like, holy crap. I mean, we had to wear these all weekend to show that we either tested or got vaccinated. So, I guess they were trying to figure out, that's why they didn't have Comic-Con last year. They were trying to figure out how to do it so people would stay healthy and safe. But yeah, walking with a mask, no joke, not that easy. And especially when it's humid, right? So, my personal goal for self-love exercises is going to be physical exercise. So, because it felt good. It felt good to hurt a little, to feel that stuff, and just be like, yeah, there are those muscles I forgot I had. So, anyways, those are the exercises for self-love for your self-care Wednesday. And people are going to be like, what does that have to do with self-care? That self-love is self-love is self-care. Self-care is self-love. You are doing for yourself what you would do for everybody else. So why not stop and do it for you? Right? You'll do all these different things for people. You'll run all over the place for people, but you don't put yourself first. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. You have to put yourself first sometimes to care for the people that you want to care for. Because if you deplete your energy in your cup, if you empty your cup, you have nothing left to give, right? And we should always give from the overflow, not from the actual cup. Sometimes we give from the cup, and that's what depletes people so quickly. But self-care and self-love help you keep that cup full and help that cup to continually overflow, even when you feel like it is empty. All right. And it also allows you to kind of open up and allow people in so that they can help you. There is no shame in asking for help. All right. There's no shame at all. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow we'll be back with lesson number 24. I have quoted this person a million times, and it's an ancient dude. And I still cannot figure out how to say his name. So I am going to figure that out before tomorrow. I know. I'm looking at it and I'm just kind of like, oh shit. Why can't it be something simple like Aristotle or Socrates? But no, it has to be it's the E guy. So, yeah. So anyways, sorry. Distracted squirrel. So anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves. I'm also getting kind of sad, you guys. I'm at the end of my book. I mean, look, there's literally like just a few pages left, and that's it. And I'm kind of sad about that because it's over. But thank you, baby sibling, for the book. Pretty cool, right? So, and I do save my journals because this one has a lot of the different perspectives we've done in it. So I will keep it. But Yeah. So, anyways, got sidetracked there for a second. This is my brain. My brain is still in recovery. So, anyways, for self-love exercises, one last time: affirmations, keeping a journal, physical exercise, alone time. Please take care of yourselves. It's Self-Care Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Do something mindful for yourself. Do something, wonderful for yourself, even if it's just taking a break and taking a breath. All right. Have a great, great day. I will see everybody back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Facebook Live under Shelly Marie Lucas. Or you can find the replay that I upload afterwards on YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.